Hey folks, it's Megan Chapman. This is the Tuesday studio video visit, back face to face. If you joined me last week and you wondered where I was, or if you missed the video visit, it was because I was doing a different style of video visit and I was kind of running you through a temporary online shop I had. That shop has had its life. It's now closed. It was very, very short. It was for these remaining small works. And it was an experiment, and it was a good one. And then I shut her down. So I'm in the studio. I've been here most of the day. I think it's fairly fumey in here. I'm using a different paint, and one of the paint cans seems to have something more toxic or something that I'm more sensitive to. But that always makes for a fun day. So I'm going to get out of here soon because I think it's time for me to get some fresh air. If you've looked on my Facebook page, you will have seen a picture of my studio all in a mess with a painting that looked, pretty close to finished. And then you may have seen another painting. It was the same painting, but it had changed dramatically. I hate to say, but both of those paintings have now been lost on purpose. And I actually recorded a studio video visit earlier in the day about that process, about sort of killing your darlings and that kind of thing. Just that I know when a painting is close but not quite there. And if it's not quite there, I can't let it rest. Both of those paintings were, I feel, passable. And both of those paintings, I feel, would have fit somewhere in the series of works. But there was something about each of those paintings that just wasn't hitting it with me. So, as painful as it is sometimes, I just had to let both of them go. Both renditions of that painting represented a lot of work and a lot of time, but at the same time, I can't stand for it. So, elsewhere in the studio, you may have seen a photo of this one. It's slightly different. It had a couple of different colors in it. So it's a little darker, a little punchier, a little richer. It's a fine painting, but I actually feel like it's probably for another series and not exactly in the same vein as Echoes in Memory. You see there's not just one big, beautiful, gestural black mark. Things are very hard-edged, and it just feels slightly different. So I'm going to let that painting rest for now, but it may change. And it may become part of another series, or it may disappear. In fact, the longer I stay in the studio today, the odds are that painting behind me will disappear. Let's see. Oh, stretcher. What? So, if you look, at my floor, which, yeah, I was laying down on that floor just a little while ago, right there in the center. Nothing feels better than laying in a nest of paper in your art studio, I think. Maybe it's just me. But anyway, the studio table, everything's out, everything's moving. The floor, everything's out, everything's moving. Let's see, that is the painting that you've seen twice today in two different variations. You can see it's all scrubbed out now. And then we have something curious on the wall. Now, that is a different project. That's a different body of work. It's not even a body of work yet. That is a concept in action right there. That is something that came to me in a vision. So I have to honor my visions because they're few and far between. But basically it came to me almost as a complete concept, almost as an idea. And I just, I had to grab it and I promised it that I would actualize it. So that's what that is. So basically, you remember that huge canvas that I had that had gotten a tear in it. And I patched it and I worked on it and I thought, well, it's good. I'll play with it. I'll practice on it. Well, no, that's not good. And of course, you know I have a deadline, right? I'm working on a deadline. I need to get one more of these square pieces together for the Union Gallery exhibition that'll be coming up soon. So what better time than to start a new project? I think it's the perfect time. So rather than just having this big old canvas with a tear that I couldn't fix, knocking about in my storage area that's already too full, I have sectioned it off into 3 pieces. And right now these 3 pieces are just stapled onto my painting wall. And right now these pieces, you can see they're quite wet. They are covered in paper from the floor, but that I work on, so painting, so you can see like that yellow ochre and that pale blue and gray and some other colors that you're accustomed to seeing from the recent bodies of work. But you can also see dictionary pages, some nice paper that I've collected here and there. And right now, this is just the beginning process. This is just the collaging of the paper onto the canvas, and then there will be painting as well. And my idea for these is that there will probably be like scrolls that can be rolled up and tied, and then unrolled and exhibited in such a way. Or of course they could be framed. But that's way ahead of the point. I've talked about my books many times in the past. The book series was what I did at the University of Oregon for my BFA terminal project. Those abstract drawings, collages, pictures, words, closed up in books. I still love that idea. I love that concept. You see that I use collage elements in some of my work. Those small works have pieces of paper and things embedded in them. When I work on small works, I usually work with paper. So this is an idea to make work that could be easily transportable from here to maybe back in the States. It's also a bit more of a conceptual piece, but we'll get into that one day in the future. And it's just about taking action and seeing an idea and going forward with it, and seeing what comes of it. It was very physical, you know, those are long strips of canvas, because if you remember that stretch canvas was 100 by 120 centimeters. So those are roughly about the same, a little shorter, a little skinnier. So that's what I'm up to. This is the Tuesday Studio video visit, and we're working. I hope you are too. I hope you are inspired. I hope you are enjoying the nice weather if it's nice where you are. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll keep you updated on the scrolls. I'll keep you updated on that painting because it needs to get done this week. So that's where I am. Let me know where you are. Let me know what you're up to, and if you've had any visions or any exciting projects that you've, grabbed out of the air. Okay? Bye.